Damian Lillard, Russell Westbrook, Kemba Walker, all these players have something in common. They were loyal to their teams for as long as possible until they reached their breaking point. I think that Devin Booker has to be at his breaking point. There's no way he's not. It's hard to believe, but Devin Booker has been on the Phoenix Suns for 10 years. When he got drafted, I was still watching freaking cartoons, wondering if we could go get McDonald's after school. Devin Booker has been with the Suns through it all, through the rebuild, to then the mini contention with Chris Paul when they made the finals in 2021, then for the Suns to be considered one of the best young teams in the league. But then Suns owner Matt Ishbia decides, nah, I'm impatient. I don't want to see my young core grow and play together. I want to win today. So he trades all the assets in exchange for Kevin Durant and one of the worst contracts in history in Bradley Beal. But on paper, this was great, exciting. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, a super team, right? Well, wrong, because in 3 seasons, the Suns have never made it past the Western Conference semifinals. D-Book has been through 7 head coaches since 2015. Most recently, Mike Budenholzer gets fired after a 36-46 record, missing the play-in. How is a team with this much talent on paper going to have a worse record than Nico Harrison and the Mavericks? Now it sounds like Kevin Durant might get traded to Dallas this summer. Booker should not have to go through another rebuild. In fact, his prime play cannot afford it. D-Book needs to escape. He needs to get out of Phoenix. He is 28, in the middle of his prime. He should be playing his best basketball every single season, competing for championships year after year after year, and missing the playoffs? That's inexcusable. He's one of the best 2 guards in the league, averaging 25.6 points and 7 assists a game, but for some reason, he gets swept under the rug in the media because his team is more concerned with off-the-court drama than playing basketball. The Suns are a dysfunctional franchise with a dysfunctional owner. Devin Booker needs to run. He needs to bounce town. He needs to demand a trade this summer, even though Matt Ishbia says that they're never trading Devin Booker. But what if Devin sits out and forces the Suns' hand? Can you imagine Devin Booker paired up with his college teammate Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, and depending on the package, his former Suns teammate Mikal Bridges? Can you imagine a starting 5 of Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges? Karl-Anthony Towns would have to move back to the stretch 4, which I don't love, and then slide Mitchell Robinson at the 5 for the weak link of this team. That's ridiculous. If they can learn to play together and build that chemistry, that's a championship team, no doubt. What about a team with a little more trade capital? Would the Houston Rockets be willing to move Jalen Green and the Suns pick back to them in exchange for Devin Booker? I certainly like to think so. That would make a starting 5 of Fred VanVleet, Devin Booker, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, and Alperen Sengun, led by one of the best coaches in basketball in Ime Udoka. This is a team where Devin would still be the outright #1 option on a really good and upcoming group. I believe the duo of him and Alperen Sengun would be everything that the D-Book and DeAndre Ayton duo wasn't in Phoenix. The thing that makes Devin Booker so appealing for other teams is he can play any role. Yes, he's good enough to be the #1 option. He's a superstar. We've seen that in Phoenix, but he can do whatever is asked. Nothing showed this better than the Paris Olympics. He wasn't the #1 scorer. That was KD, LeBron, and Steph. But Booker knew his role. He became that guy that could sit in the corner, get a quick bucket, and then play solid perimeter defense. He was the unsung hero in Team USA's most recent gold medal run. Book is a good dude, and he deserves to spend the rest of his prime contending, not worried about making the play-in. It's done in Phoenix. I mean, they're not going to get any better. Nobody is going to trade to the Phoenix Suns because they have no capital. They're not going to get somebody to slide with Devin Booker, even if they trade Kevin Durant. It has nothing to do with loyalty here. If Devin Booker wasn't loyal, he would have left in 2018, 2019, when the team was still bad, but he didn't. He gave this city everything he could. It's just time for a change. Devin Booker needs to escape.